All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Iowa Mentoring Partnership virtual conference here for this fall of 2020. Chad Driscoll with the staff here. You'll hear from Mary Shika, our director, here in a moment. But happy to have you all join us for our opening. So as we get started, we will be using this Microsoft Teams platform throughout our time together. And so we just wanted to highlight just a couple things if this might be one of your first times, or maybe you just join, for calls that we have, but not a deep dive and spending more time on it than today and tomorrow. So just wanted to do a quick overview just to remind you of where some things are. So one of the things, these functions might slightly depend if you're joining us via the full desktop app version of Microsoft Teams, or if you're on just the web version or mobile version. There might be a few differences, but the majority you'll be able to participate in any way you are connected. But first is if you join or on your screen be these three dots that kind of your menu or taskbar, whether it's at the bottom or at the top of your display, your screen. If you hit those three dots, that'll get you to items that you might need to connect or find some information. You can also, if you want to, add or put a different background on, you can do that there as well. The camera icon and microphone icon is where you can turn on and off your camera as well as your microphone. So we just ask if you are not talking, during the larger sessions, just to mute your line. In the smaller, actual workshop sessions, open space sessions, you might keep it unmuted for the most part, just to be ease of the conversation. But if there's background noise, just please go ahead and mute that. And then the little chat box icon will open up the chat feature. So we'll use that sometimes during these open and closing sessions, so you can utilize that during your individual workshop open space sessions as well. And then lastly, during the open space sessions, some of you who are facilitating, or if you are, talking and you're like, hey, I'm talking about this great, resource, I want to show you or share it, you can share your screen or share a document. And so that's what that last icon is, a little box with an arrow. You find that, and you click on that, and you'll be able to select sharing either a document or share your whole desktop screen. And then the individuals on that session will be able to see what you're sharing. So you should have the ability to do that in your open space sessions. So just wanted to do a quick recap of Microsoft Teams here and what to expect. But we are excited to have you here and to have this be our first virtual conference for Iowa Mentoring Partnership. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mary Shika, the director of IMP.
Well, just welcome everyone. Echo Chad's remarks. We want to just congratulate everyone for being here and for making the time for professional development and networking during this challenging time for all of you. This convening, we know, is needed more than ever, and we're excited to bring you this format so that your needs can be met. We're really excited for this opportunity to bring together the youth mentoring professionals across the state. And now more than ever, we know how important these supportive relationships are for young people. And our mission is to support you and your programs. That's why we're here. This network of you folks here doing the work across the state is the IMP, and we are grateful in turn to be part of a network of similar organizations across the country that are affiliates of Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership. So at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Joellen Spacek, who is with us for Mentor. She's the Senior Director of the Affiliate Network. So thank you for being here, Joellen, and welcome.
Thanks, Mary. Well, it's a pleasure to be here for lots of reasons, one of which and a priority for me is the fact that I spent my childhood, grew up in Iowa, northeastern Iowa. And so it is particularly special to have the chance to connect with all of you. As Mary said, I now serve on the national team at Mentor, which most of the folks are based in Boston. I still live just north of you in Minnesota, where I ran the affiliate for 20 years here in the state of Minnesota before joining the national team about 5 years ago. And my role at national is really twofold. It's providing support to our affiliate network. We have 24 affiliates, including Iowa, around the country, and then also getting new markets off the ground. I want to just start by expressing a note of gratitude to Mary and Chad, Jason and Misha, who are part of the great Iowa Mentoring Partnership team, and certainly to the Iowa Commission on Volunteer Services and Adam Lounsbury and his leadership. Iowa is definitely one of our leading affiliates in the country and has been for the last 14 years. They serve as one of our most highly collaborative, innovative, and responsive affiliates to the local community and certainty local programs. So part of what I wanted to do is to both celebrate them, but celebrate all of you that work together to make the Iowa Mentoring Partnership so strong. As you know, the value of having an affiliate that's also connected to a national mentoring movement really brings about a lot of different, or drives a lot of different outcomes. It is responsible for providing thousands of hours of training and technical assistance with a particular focus on quality. And those of you who are certified programs obviously are very familiar with that. The Iowa Mentoring Partnership is driving messaging and building awareness for the need for mentor, whether that's for social emotional learning, that's youth behavior risk prevention, and or operating within a whole variety of different settings and systems. They are recruiting and referring thousands of mentors every year to connect with certified mentor programs across the state of Iowa, as well as hosting convenings like this at a state, a local, national level, and like all of us in this virtual environment today, adapting to that recent evolution in all of our lives. The value of being connected to a national movement means that the Iowa Mentoring Partnership has connections to a lot of additional resources, some of which are created by mentors, some of which are created and innovated at the local level by some of our other affiliates. Many of you are familiar with kind of the gold standard, quality standards, the elements of effective practice, which again have been adapted in many different ways and is kind of the core findings related to all of the quality work that happens in Iowa. I mentioned the fueling of quality. We've created a national quality mentoring system, which again has informed the certified programs framework we use in Iowa. We drive dollars and resources to local affiliates. Recently, Iowa will be part of what we're calling this Connect, Focus, Grow initiative, engaging more businesses in the private sector in mentoring, as well as helping connect more young people to workplace experiences. And then lastly, Mentor, one of the main things we do is drive policy and advocacy work, as well as messaging. So that external affairs, introducing legislation at both the federal, the state level, and then leveraging at the local level with Iowa and cities and counties and commissions all across the state, various states that we work with. I also wanted to give a special note of thanks to Mary, who has served as the co-leader of what we call our Mentor Affiliate Advisory Council. Mary and another one of her colleagues from Vermont have co-chaired this group over the last year and a half, helping serve as a thought leader to Mentor and making sure that the voice of all of our affiliates is clearly heard and we are being responsive, like we have tried to be in recent times, developing a virtual mentoring platform, responding to and providing more resources so that our affiliates can play a significant role related to racial equity and social justice. And so I wanted to also take a moment to thank Mary. Many of you maybe don't know that she plays that role at the national level as well as a national thought leader. So thank you again for inviting me to come back home virtually. And I look forward at some point being able to be with all of you in person.
Thanks so much, Joellen, for highlighting our partnership that we value so much with Mentor. I want to bring attention to some folks that are going to share, your peers that are going to be sharing in the opening and closing. Our leadership council, we've previously called the provider board. They are our great partners in helping to advance the mission of IMP, and you'll hear from some of them throughout, like I said, the opening and the closing. But right now I want to turn it over to one of the members, Tony Leo from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Iowa, the Director of Programs and Operations. Tony?
Hi, thanks, Mary. I appreciate that. So as Mary said, I'm Tony Leo. I'm the Director of Programs and Operations here at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Iowa in Des Moines. Just wanted to welcome everybody. Obviously, this is something that, it's a little different this year, doing everything virtual. Iowa Mentoring Partnership has a conference that they do every other year that they provide. And so normally we're in person. And so it's something that, under the circumstances, not able to do that this year. But I appreciated the opportunity to still continue to meet and find a way to pivot and to meet virtually, because it's very important for us to continue to connect as a mentoring field across the state of Iowa. So something about today, communication obviously is critical in everything that we do, but I think now more so than ever during this time. Especially with things going on with COVID and everything. So one of the things that I just like to encourage everybody to do is really try to lean into the space today. Try to get everything out of it that you can. One of the things that I'm excited about the Open Space Forum today is that, one of my favorite things about going to conferences is being able to network and to talk with other people and about their programs and learn from other programs across the state. And so that's, to me, kind of what today is about, is being able to do that. It's obviously nice having presenters and people talking and learning about the different topics, but really this is an opportunity for us to learn from each other. And that's something that I'm really excited about. So I really want to encourage everybody to get everything out of it that you can. We've had a lot of changes over the last few months, especially. So really encourage you to be open to today. Talk about what things are important to you. What you've been able to have some success at over the last few months, and maybe what are some of your challenges still too. So I encourage you to reach out to each other, and don't be afraid to speak up and share your thoughts and opinions. We're all in this together, and so this is a great opportunity for us to be there to support each other. So with that, I'd like to introduce somebody else from the Leadership Council, Jess Prazak, and she's going to lead us in our next section.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? First of all, I'd just like to welcome all of you to our virtual conference. We'd like to take a moment. Maybe we used to do the fun icebreakers, but we'd like everyone to turn on their cameras, unmute yourself, and say hi to everyone. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. So our next little icebreaker, we're going to see how long everyone's been involved in mentoring, whether you're a mentor or programmer. If everyone would shut their video off, and then we're going to, you can turn your video on after. We're going to see how many lifers we have here. So if you turn your video off, and if you've been in mentoring less than a year, you can turn your video back on. And now less than 5 years. and less than 10. And now 10 or more, you can turn your camera back on. And I believe, are you someone going to try to take a picture of everyone? Is that the direction we're going?
Yes. So the next step is if I'm going to try to capture our group conference picture. So if everyone can try to leave their camera on and just smile, do whatever, wave. I'm going to try to capture this in a couple ways. So here we go. All right, I think I might have to, let me try another view just to make sure I get all of us in here. So again, keep your cameras on. It's doing its thing. Think. I have everyone. All right, smile. All right, thank you.
I think that's all I had on my list was the icebreakers. So back to Chad.
Yes. Let me get back to our PowerPoint and just to share a few reminders and recaps again about open space and about what we're going to experience here for the next 24 hours. If you were on our planning session last week, or if you had a chance to, touch base or see the information that's been shared out about open space, there are 4 main rules to it. And just a reminder of what that is there's going to be a variety of sessions offered, and people are going to choose what is right for them and where it's right for them to be. So the first rule of open space, again, is whoever comes are the right people that are there. So there might be a few people, there might be a lot, it might just be you, and that's okay. It's whatever speaks to you to attend what session. The second rule is whatever happens is the only thing that could have happened, because again, whoever is supposed to be there is supposed to be there, and you're going to have that conversation of who's in that space with you. So whatever comes out of it is the only thing and the right thing that's supposed to come out of this open space conversation. The third one is whenever it starts is the right time. So there are time slots. And so, we would expect that if you're facilitating and if you're planning to attend to be there, but we also know that, the conversation might just start out with intros and kind of like, hey, how's it going? And then, maybe 10 minutes in is when you actually get to the kind of topic at hand or the conversation. Again, this is all about, networking and all about gathering together. So we want to make sure you have the opportunity to do that, as well as have the discussions that you want to have. And then the fourth point and fourth rule is whenever it's over, it's over. So you might get through everything you want to or you need to within the within 35-40 minutes, and that's fine. Wrap it up. There's no need to stick out the full hour. If you're having a great conversation, stay on there, stick it out, and kind of see where it leads. So just remember those 4 rules. And then the law of open space is the law of 2 feet, or as we call in our virtual space, the law of your attention. So if you're in the space and you're like, this isn't really what I need at this time, this is not the conversation I'm here to have, feel free to gracefully bow out and exit the room, and you can join the other one if that one speaks to you, or kind of what that looks like. So again, this is for you to get to engage and participate and to get something out of it. So just wanted to remind you of that. And then as we do, just a reminder of what our schedule is, and in a moment here I will pull up where the actual topics are, so you have that as a reminder again. But we're finishing our welcome and opening session right now, and then the next session will start right away at 12:30. Then we have a short break between that and our second session block, which is at 1:45. And then there's the little social option at the end of this afternoon. And then tomorrow we start right away with the open space sessions and rooms at 8:15 if there's the morning social one. And then at 9 o'clock and then 10:15 are the two open space workshop blocks. And then we do our closing, which is with everyone again at 11:15. And so we want to make sure that you come back to the closing session. We'll do a recap. We'll do, a shout out from what best practices or aha moments or learnings that we had during our sessions, as well as kind of discuss any next steps and what's coming up with IMP and what to look forward to. So I'm gonna pop over to show you where you can find the full list of the agenda. I will put this link in the chat as well, but it's on the Iowa Mentoring Partnership website. And if you go to the homepage and go into programs and training, that's where you get to this training page or the direct link, which is in the chat. So this will have the specific topics again, which I know has been emailed out to you, but it'll have the specific topics for the different sessions and times and rooms for today and tomorrow morning. And as a reminder, if you are seeing session 1 here and you're like, I want to attend this diversity one that Tony is helping facilitate the conversation for, but how do I get to it? As a reminder, the room and the link to it to connect is right at the top, virtual room 1, 2, or 3, depending on which column you're in. And then just for the closing session, it's a separate link, which is, again, it's hyperlinked on here. This information was also emailed out to at least the main agency contacts that Mary has. So you should have it there in your email, or you can reach out to Mary at mentor@iowaeda.com, that general mentor email. So that's what we have to look forward to for the open space and kind of the next steps. Before we go to close, are there questions or comments that anyone has about what we're going to experience for the next 24 hours? All right, Mary, is there anything else you would add? Otherwise, we just want to remind you of what you all, those of you who joined us at the planning session last Friday, what you said you were looking forward to for the conference this week. So here were your thoughts and your aspirations for our time together today, for today and tomorrow.
And my closing words are, go enjoy your sessions. Make sure you'll just leave this meeting and then click on the room of the session that you'd like to join. And then don't forget to join us, as Chad said, for the closing tomorrow at the end of the morning. And we'll wrap up and see what our next steps will be to take this convening forward. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yeah, I see, Lynn, you have your hand raised. I don't know if you have a question or a comment you'd like to add.
I do. So I totally click out of this and go back to the email and click on the virtual room 1 or room 2, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
For the technologically challenged like me. Thank you.
Thank you for asking that question. For others that have the same. We're leaving this meeting and go join the virtual room for the session you'd like to join.
All right. Thank you.